All right, guys, let's talk. It's the January 13th, day 4 of 100 as me and content creator. We got some updates today. I got my phone. I got some notes to share briefly. Biggest thing is accountability. I just want to start off by saying we're going to get right into these. I'm glad I'm on day 4, but I got to do these earlier. It's pretty late right now. I have to wake up early. Going to church tomorrow, and it's not sustainable for me to put these off so late that by the time I get down, like they're ruining my sleep type of thing. And so that's a big change we're going to be making. Next episode might be called like changes have been made or something like that. But we are not filming these past 10. If I don't have the video on my computer by 10 p.m., it's not getting filmed, which means challenge fails. So big accountability. We got to prioritize sleep, kind of like prioritizing protein in our diet. I was talking with some dude earlier. So found the podcast this morning, guys. Amazing stuff. Shout out Kanye. You guys will see that on the channel. Probably upload within probably a week here. Really good stuff. It's my longest episode, 1 hour and 30 minutes. So that should be good stuff. One thing I realized too is like I might start batching things in a day. I think I can do this is almost something 2 podcasts a day, 2 days a week. So like Friday, Saturday podcast each of those days. Because once I have the setup for the podcast up, I like it takes like an hour to set up, guys. So I might as well get at least another one in that day. Maybe 3 in a day if we're being really, really ambitious. But that would be someone like in the morning, someone in the afternoon, someone at night, which we could do. It would be a lot of speaking and talking, but honestly, I'm built for it. And if anyone can do it, it's me. So we'll figure that out. I have a ton of people on the list. I just want to keep knocking out people at the same time having great conversations. I'm trying to get really better at editing too. So I talked to someone earlier who's also in the podcasting space, entrepreneur, graduated from MSU. He has a lot of different projects and he's working on podcasts as one of them. It's been really cool. He's a pretty cool network as well. Talks to a bunch of different people. He does like Zoom podcasts though. So Ron bringing people in. He's connecting with people all around the world via Zoom, Loom, stuff like that, right? But one thing we've talked about is doing lives, like building that community, doing lives. Let's say a podcast drops like this Saturday. We'll do a live and just talk about the podcast, talk about what's up, connect with the community. Thought that was a great idea. I never really thought about that. Also things like creating merch, stickers, just to get the podcast name out there. I'm going to be applying for this premier pitch competition for my school soon. And so that might have a banner. I might have a whole lifestyle diaries banner. That might be kind of cool, guys. But yeah, we got to keep doing these. This is honestly right now, like this is the beginning, guys, but I know good things are on the horizon. I just got to keep going and manage my time a little bit better. I think these past 2 days have been crazy. This video is going to be called Embracing Your Limits, but I have not been doing that. Friday was cool because I played a ton of basketball. I have a lot of things to do, but I was supposed to upload these medium-sized clips like 5 days ago. I have not done that still. I've been doing the daily ones because that's a daily commitment, but these medium-sized clips need to go up. Like I haven't even edited the short-form stuff yet, guys. The goal is 100 subscribers by February, and right now we're at 50. We're at 58. We're gonna be at 54 to 58, somewhere in that range. I'm really happy. Like, it's not even about the subscribers. It's the fact that we're making an impact, or we're moving forward, and we're making episodes. We're doing things. So that's the best part. Is that I'm not we're walking, not talking type of thing. Walking and talking, literally, walking and talking, doing a podcast. So yeah, but embracing your limits. Like, I just talked to some people and I was like, man, like I'd be doing a podcast every single day in February, and honestly, that's not sustainable and not fun either. I can't edit that fast. I'm doing all the editing by myself. I want to get really good at editing. I'm that guy for editing. I know how to edit a podcast well, and even if I don't do editing in 5 years from now, I know what makes a good edit. I know how to do that. I want to get good at editing long form and short form. Long form is more just putting things together. Short form is really where you're thinking about the intentionality, the hooks, the draws, the retention rate, in the sense of like, is the video going to loop, cinematic lighting, essentially capturing attention. If you're listening to the whole podcast, I assume that you're there not just for the edit, but for like the actual content. But getting better at that's key, because guys, guess where the world's going? The world is going towards content. It already is. You look at creators, you look at businesses. How do you generate leads? How do you get your brand out there? How do you build a business? It's through content. Now, different businesses have different types of content. varying amounts needed, but every single business should have a podcast. And so I'm just building my skill set in there. I don't know where God's taking me. I don't know exactly where it's going to go, but we're trying it out. We're doing something. And I think the key is staying committed. I've not been this committed to something all my college career, probably like this one thing. And I think if we can do this throughout the rest of the year, which we are going to do, both this 100-day series and 100-day series. Oh, I forgot to say, 100-day series is just for now. We could easily extend that depending on how the series goes. But we're on day like 300 of journaling. I don't see why. These take a little more time. But I could not be consistent with this series if it goes longer. Excuse me. But yeah, like if I can even get, for example, if I do one podcast a week, if I get 20 episodes up this semester, like that's huge. That consistency is amazing. That's like a half a year's worth of content, right? And that's huge stuff. And then the short form on top of that, let's say each video has like 5 short form. That's 100 shorts I'm making throughout the semester that are hopefully like well edited. So yeah, I think anything is possible in God's hands, and realizing you're not above God, but realizing that with God all things are possible. I don't want to misquote Philippians 4:13, but it's the grace who strengthens me. I can do all things. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. But yeah, I think I might be taking that out of context. Be careful with that. But yeah, like we're just gonna keep going and keep being consistent and see where it goes. Consistency is key. Also like doing things like analysis on yourself. We're playing basketball. Analyzing like what are my strengths, what are my weaknesses with this content creation thing? What are my strengths, what are my weaknesses? What are my limits? What am I good at? What do I want to get better at? I think that's really key. And knowing that, how to position yourself, what to focus on, what not to focus on. I want to double down on my strengths right now. My weaknesses, either partner or someone or outsource it. And nowadays, like you don't get paid by how well you cover up your weaknesses. You get paid for how good you are at your strengths or what you're good at. And I'm not talking about necessarily being paid in a monetary sense. It's like that is what you do. Like that's what you excel in. That's what makes sense to do. It could be getting paid, a lot of times it is, or it could just be being productive. It could be building something. But if I say, yeah, I'm not the worst at 3-pointers in basketball, it's like, okay, am I amazing at them? Because if I'm not the worst at something, it's like, okay, cool. That doesn't really help us. So focus on what you're good at. That's what I'm trying to do. The new podcast episode, whoa, I talk so fast sometimes. Like I'll run my brain. New podcast episode dropping next week. And batching it, skill stacking. So we have the editing. Health and fitness is still part of this podcast. We're focused on heavily on lifestyle and the people right now. Right now, when people ask like, "What is the topic?" I say, "You hit the topic. You hit the niche." So there's that, like the personality aspect. And then in this podcast episode, actually, we have 3 different camera angles. So we're trying something new. Hopefully it goes well. I'm really excited to edit that up. See how long that takes, especially with the audio and everything too. The more camera angles, the more potential problems, but we'll make it work. I'm really excited. We're just keep it simple. Like I could not right now. It's really late, guys. It's like past 1 p.m. or 1 a.m. And I'm like, what am I doing? I need to go sleep. I have to wake up at 8 for church. I want to wake up at 8 for church, but it's just early. But it's not even that early. I'm just staying up late. But keeping things as simple as possible. I have this newsletter thing I'm trying to work on. I got to get my system for creating content down. That's the first manner of business. Literally Saturday. Like I'm not following my schedule. Next week we're really going to get into it, but we have classwork and stuff to do. We need to follow our schedule and find something that's sustainable and that works. Otherwise we won't be able to even do any of the things we're doing right now, but God is good and I know I'll make a way. Yeah, this has been day 4. Embrace your limits, because I'm trying to push past my limits and everything either fumbles and crumbles, or I just can't do what I think I can do, and then I'm like crap, and then I end up staying up late or end up being down. I'm like, why didn't I do that? And there's reasons for that. And it's not that it's always the worst thing to be like, I can be doing better, but you have to also say like, where like think long-term wise, and also think like, do I have an ego about this? Like, do I need, like, not only can I be doing all this right now, but do I need to be doing all this right now? And this is I'm supposed to be doing all this right now. Just asking myself those questions. It's like, no one even knows about this podcast show. You guys watching, I know you're a rare breed, especially if you made it this far in the video. Shout out to all my future homies. Let's say I'm on day 60 and you're watching this and it's like, what's up? But if you really think about it, like nobody's going to watch this, especially at the start. So why am I putting so much pressure on to make it perfect? That being said, I'm trying to improve each and every episode. Whether at the thumbnail, my speech, not saying but, her and, or was, not was, like but and as much, but as I say but, and as I just pauses. There we go. I'm gonna head out for the night. I hope you guys have a good one. Big things are coming content wise. Stay tuned. Enjoy the ride. Stay consistent. Embrace your boundaries. Follow God. Have a good night.